I don't know. I was delusional enough to think that this was the last train out of Loserville. And I know I put that pressure on myself because I had a feeling that it was that important for me to make that decision. Also, I was really embarrassed to fail. And also, we should normalize failure. I think to get to a place of success, the path is failure. But I was so afraid to fail.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like you went through a huge journey, and it sounds like you learned, kind of to step into like who you are, or learning who you are through this whole process, right? So where does permanent makeup come into all this?
Yeah, dude. So that was kind of an accident.
Okay.
Honestly, for every young girl who might be listening to this or watching this, like if you don't know what to do with the rest of your life, it's cool. Necessity. Don't worry about it.
I wish someone would have told me that at 22. That's awesome.
I know. Necessity will teach you.
Yeah.
Necessity taught me. And you know what? Thank God I didn't waste 6 figures on a college degree. So I took a permanent makeup class because I got fired, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I didn't want to be a loser anymore. And also I was inspired by the woman that did my eyebrows. Because listen, at that time, I just wanted to be able to help my current boyfriend pay rent. So that's all I wanted. And I remember I looked at her life.
Yeah.
I had an old used Toyota. She had a brand new one. I lived in a studio apartment. She had a modest 3-bedroom home. I was unemployed. She had a studio, and her daughters worked there. And I was like,
wow.
Right. So I was like, she's doing well. She's doing well. People take her seriously. And what she's doing seems like fun. And so she had a 5-day workshop, and I took it. And to me, it was my last chance. Obviously, like you always have a second chance or a third chance and a fourth chance. I believe that. But in my mind, I had to make this work. I had to make this weird permanent makeup thing work. I had to make tattooing eyebrows my thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even because like, I think this is so cool. It was out of necessity. It was out of desperation. I invested, thousands of dollars on this training. And to me, this was the last train out.
Do you feel
of Loserville?
Do you feel like that pressure too? Because obviously, because of everything that had happened, and you were kind of also in this point where you're like, well, this is it. Like, this is my moment to like not give up, and like, not that you gave up in the beginning, but like not to give up and make something out of this.
For sure. I think what's wrong with a lot of people now is they don't burn the boat, or they don't burn the boat in their mind. So if they're trying to venture out into something, you might say you don't have a plan B, but comb through your thoughts. Most likely, if it's not working, you have a plan B. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't totally. I don't know. I was delusional enough to think that this was the last train out of Loserville. And I don't know. I know I put that pressure on myself because I had a feeling that it was that important for me to make that decision and to see it as that. Also, I was really embarrassed to fail.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Don't aim to fail.
Right.
But I think, and also we should normalize failure. I think that's, I think to get to a place of success,
right, the
path is failure. But I was so afraid to fail. It just had to work. Yeah. And I would hide my failures to the best of my ability because it just had to work. Or I would ignore them. I'd be like, no. I know that didn't go the way I planned, but that's okay. So it wasn't a failure, it was a learning experience, right? So I was just so desperate to make it freaking work. And out of that, my goal was to basically to have a brand new Toyota and a 3-bedroom home. Right.
Yeah.
In the suburbs. I just wanted to have a modest life. It's so crazy what happens when you get thrown in the fire.
Mm.
You find out who you are and what you're made of.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, snap. I am a multi-million-dollar marketer. Oh, okay. Now, and the thing is, that happened gradually because I remember starting making 10K months and 20K months. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I'm making 20K months, get to 30. And then I remember when I broke the 100. And then I remember when I broke 200. And it was insane. I'm like, it challenged me for the first time. And I was motivated to do something for the first time. It changed my relationship with discomfort.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
That's what business building does.
Right. 100%. So let's kind of go back here to, I want to talk about like that moment of when these months started shifting and the scaling,
Mhm.
because I think that, as I'm learning and as I'm scaling this agency and now this new brand, that's something that's really interesting to me is the mindset and the way that you continue to build month over month and continue to call in more financial revenue and call in more financial success. So tell me kind of what those months look like. Like where is your head at like during those months, or like maybe when you broke 10K and then when you broke 50K and then 100.
You know what I realized? Well, first of all, I was surprised. I was always surprised, but it was also really motivating. But what I realized, the difference between successful entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs that just kind of accept the status quo, like that just kind of like run a business, right?
Mhm.
I'm running a business. Really successful entrepreneurs see their businesses like a machine. You see it as like a money printing machine.
Mhm.
And I had this natural, for some reason, I had this natural instinct to see that, slowly succeeding business as a machine.
Yeah.
I didn't see myself being the one to do everything, to,
Yeah.
to do the services, to answer the phones. I
Mhm.
naturally have a knack for scaling. So essentially, what you do is you build the machine, you build the money making machine. You lead generation, lead conversion, fulfillment, all of the parts. And you do everything yourself. But once your machine is built and once your sales process is proven and it's repeatable now, you have to see it as repeatable.
Mhm.
Then you outsource. Then you find the
Mm.
players to fill the different spots, and that's how you scale. But to this day, I see my online business like a machine.
Mhm.
Um, and it's a lot easier to troubleshoot, actually, if something's not working. What part of the machine is broken? Is it the lead generation part? Is it the lead conversion part? Is it the
Mhm.
fulfillment part? Because it's honestly just one of those three things forever and ever.